Welcome to the Not Nerd Show. I'm Nate Heath, and we are here to help you tech better. Here with me, as always, Mr. Dave Baylor.
Well, hello there. I almost didn't notice that you had come in.
Yeah.
It's a catchphrase I'm working on, a completely original.
Yes.
Hello there. I didn't notice that you had come in.
Oh, yeah, that is. Wow. You feeling inspired these days
Well,
with
I figure we
completely
need to
original
always
catchphrases.
innovate. Always
Yes.
innovate.
Always be innovating, ABI.
That is true.
Very nice. Well, we are both back in our command centers after 2 weeks of one of us being outdoors for the podcast. Man.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
Both
next
of us.
summer we're definitely getting the Starlink minis, or we'll vacation together with somewhere
Well,
that
I
has
was
very fast internet.
joking with you that I had 30 tabs of videos to watch because I haven't watched YouTube
Yes.
for weeks and weeks. And one of them is a guy had a like one of those super camping vans, you know, they're lifted and they cost like $150,000, and he was going to try out the Starlink Mini to see. And so I'm waiting on bated breath to see,
to watch that video.
Yeah, see if it's going to work out for him.
See, that's why you got to be watching TikTok, because I saw a guy driving down the freeway he was sitting shotgun and testing out the Starlink Mini and getting like 100 megabits per second.
Oh, wow.
But we do have producer Todd has entered the chat as
Nice.
original as the popular Mark and Toddcast segment, just the headlines. Yes.
Exactly.
Yes. Beg, don't borrow.
Beg, borrow, steal?
Mimicry is the sincerest form of flattery, something like that.
You butchered that one, but...
Well, I do have a hat on this week, Dave.
You do.
And I will remind people, it's not what you think when I do this, but I will remind people that we are the most nonpartisan tech podcast on the internet.
True.
And I was inspired by Nancy Pelosi on the some Sunday morning news show. I dug out my Mount Rushmore hat because she was suggesting that Joseph Robinette Biden should be added to Mount Rushmore.
Oh, wow.
And I will leave it at that. But not only am I wearing this sweet Mount Rushmore hat, I found a hat that I'd mentioned, and I'm glad the Olympics are still going, because this has got to be the first netback hat from my collection. This is an original vintage, which you can easily tell, which is why I'm not wearing it. 1984 Levi Strauss & Company USA Olympics hat.
Wow. That's probably worth something. And it's got the stain on it for...
Yeah, it's this one's been around. I believe I got this in 1984 when the Olympics were happening. But
I wasn't even born yet.
Yeah, something like that. But yes, so you get a bonus hat with my Nancy Pelosi joke. And producer Todd, I believe Nate is going for good artists borrow, great artists steal.
Yeah, yes. I think that was his goal.
Yes. But with that, there was one other thing I wanted to mention in Apple Vision Pro news.
Yeah.
Leo Laporte in the TWiT network, This Week in Tech, on Sunday, they did their live show in Spatial video. I'll try to remember to put a link in the show notes in case you have an Apple Vision Pro. But one of the guys, Alex Lindsay, who does tons of high-end video production stuff. He's done stuff for the White House, worked on Star Wars. We've mentioned him before. He's working with a company called Stream Voodoo that is working on spatial live streaming. So I got to watch. They were actually just using an iPhone in the studio, and they set it up. You can actually go
I was trying to see the
to
video.
the link. If you go to Stream Voodoo.com.
Here it is right here. I'm faster than you.
Oh yeah, there it is. There you go. Oh, but that's not the correct angle there.
They had it on the... Oh yeah, okay, you're right. This is the main
That's the
feed.
regular I'm trying to, oh, you know where I've got it, where I keep everything, my dumping grounds, Apple Notes. So
Yes.
if I go to Voodoo Spatial, click the link. This
Man.
is great stuff. I will send you the link via messages.
Okay. This is, man, we're really vamping here. Maybe I could
Yeah.
talk about something.
So anyways, I watched the replay. So they made the replay available. I didn't get to watch it live on my Vision Pro in the 3D. It was a very cool effect. They were just using the room audio from the phone.
Yeah.
But it's a very interesting different way to watch a video, especially when it's just, four guys sitting in a studio watching stuff.
What do you think of this? This is amazing. The
Well, and I
detail of
think
that circle.
try dragging back on the timeline thing. For some reason, it took me a while to figure out that it defaults to the end of the video. But yeah, so this company, Stream Voodoo, Voodoo, is working on this for different events. Alex has tried it for a concert and some different things, but
It could be because of my blockers or something. Who knows?
oh yes, and they did some cool stuff. They had like a monkey on a stick, or all the guests would start pointing at the camera, and you did feel something different.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought I'd mention that Vision Pro is still a thing. I think they said they had 486 viewers at one point on the Vision Pro feed.
Not bad.
Yeah, which is pretty good. They said that, well, and Jason Snell, one of the guests, said, it's almost like Vision Pro owners are looking for more content.
Yes.
Like,
He's been
yes,
very vocal
they
about
are.
their lack of content in the past.
Yeah.
Well, that video is not going to load for me,
Okay.
so maybe you have to be on a Vision Pro to see it. I don't know.
Hell, I've got it playing here, but I will put a link in the show notes just in case people want to check it out. But yeah, just using an iPhone. About halfway through, Alex did say, okay, during this ad break, if you're watching on a Vision Pro, it's going to get real shaky. You might want to close your eyes, because he had a case on the phone and the phone seemed to be dropping some frames, and he thought it might be getting
getting
a little
hot.
warm. So he took the case off. But yeah. The future is here.
I wonder if I could watch that on my Vision Pro. I'm going to go to that website and see what happens.
On your Quest?
Yeah,
you mean?
that's what I meant. My Quest. Yeah.
And Alex did say that they will be transcoding it for Quest 3 and put out a link. He said something has to change, but you could give it a shot and see what happens.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I would be curious what size the file is. Doesn't allow me to save it. Maybe I'll have to try that.
It's probably going to be double what a regular file would be with the two. I know it's not exactly that. It's one lens is the master lens, the other one is the difference. So it's only recording the difference between the two.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Anyway.
So not true 3D, but spatial video.
Yes.
So, and since I know a small percentage of our viewers and listeners have Vision Pros, maybe we'll try to set one up, but we will move on. And for our main topic today, Dave, I think this is the first time in the history of the Not Nerd podcast / show that your pick of the week was pulled from the market within a week.
Yes. This was a problem. And I'm trying to find, you had the link to the article. Am I in the wrong Here's the problem. I'm in the wrong week. So
the wrong week shown.
So this Apple pulls the short film advertised after Thai backlash and calls for boycott. This was the film titled The Underdogs, out of office short film. So apparently the Thai government didn't like the way the culture or people were portrayed in that video, so they pulled it. It's like Apple needs to get out of this habit of pulling stuff because people are criticizing them. Are they not like leaders? Are they not like forward thinkers? Are they not?
Yes.
They're too sensitive to what their critics think of them. That's what I think.
Yes, and it was because they did famously have the iPad Crush ad that they pulled down because they missed the mark. But
We're
yeah,
so
on
sorry
this one,
had a clever advertising.
Yes, yeah. But this one, the Thailand tourism industry had some issues that they are going to invite some Apple representatives to see the positive side of Thailand. But I mean, there's plenty of places in the US where you could show less than desirable
Yeah.
areas and that kind of stuff. So
Well,
yeah, I was a little bummed because I didn't even get to watch it. I was like, oh man, I'm sure somebody downloaded it somewhere, but I
yeah.
went to YouTube and it's marked private now.
I thought it was well balanced. They showed the beauty of the country. They showed companies with that were very high tech and capable,
Hmm.
and they showed like a dumpy hotel, and they showed
Yeah,
like transportation issues. But it's like if
reality.
that's reality, then
Yeah.
that's reality.
And maybe that's why people want to go to Thailand. They want to get away from the normalcy that they're used to. But it does
Yeah.
say in the article that foreign tourist arrivals since January 1st have topped 20 million and are set to reach 36 million this year, inching closer to the record 40 million visitors the nation hosted before the pandemic. So I could understand why they're being sensitive if they're trying to get their tourism back. But from what I know, that would be a desirable reason
Yeah.
for me to go there. When I'm in Uganda, I don't complain that the traffic's crazy. That's what you have in Uganda.
That's
So,
the way it is.
yes,
And the internet's not great there either, I hear.
yes, yes, it is not. And producer Todd, finally a soapbox for Dave's rabid anti Thai agenda. He's the original Thai fighter. Oof.
Nice. How dare they make delicious food? Those people are
Yes,
going down.
yes,
And
yes.
Nate, you either switched screens or you lost a light because you went a little darker there for a minute.
Yeah, I don't.
I think you
My
just
my
switched
camera is
screens.
having some
You're fine.
slow white balance
We didn't
issues,
talk
but
about your background today, though. Where
no,
are you?
yes, I am in a vintage
Movie set.
Hollywood set
Yeah.
without people on it to go with our ads theme because our show art is related to that as well. So I decided to go with that, but
Hmm.
not to be outdone by Apple.
Yeah.
Google also had they had an ad that was pulled this week. It was an Olympics ad that showed AI writing a little girl's fan letter to an athlete,
Oh, I saw that one.
and
I didn't
some
want to
people
see
are
it
saying, yeah,
because I hate ads, but I saw it.
yes, yeah, but the father says, "Ask Gemini to help my daughter write a letter to her favorite athlete, I believe, to
Mm-hmm.
Olympic track star Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone." But
Yes.
a lot of people came out and said, yeah, this is just a little bit weird, a bleak application of artificial intelligence,
Well,
the article calls it.
was it insinuating that the little girl was not intelligent enough to write her own letter, or what?
I think it's more just the fact that if you're writing a fan letter, that maybe you should not use AI to
It
write
should
it
be
because it's a
sincere.
little inauthentic,
Is it
or
like me
have the
sending my
dad
brother?
help you.
Is it like me sending my brother a text wishing him a happy birthday instead of like giving him a call?
Well,
Which
yes.
happened?
Or just setting a reminder that ChatGPT would send your brother a text every year wishing
Yeah.
him a happy birthday.
Get this one. My older brother's having a birthday tomorrow, and I saw it on
Mm,
my calendar. And since I'm using the iOS beta, I have
yeah.
the new features, one of which is send later. And so I have
Oh,
scheduled a text to my older brother wishing him happy birthday tomorrow morning. So
nice.
how dystopian future is that?
Whew.
You know,
Well, it's the thought that counts,
it
right?
does.
And
That I
that's
went through such planning.
yes, yeah. So yeah, I kind of agree with you on the ad stuff. It's like, after backlash, and it's like, well, really, how many people uh are doing this backlash? I can see Thailand's point. I definitely see the Google's point. Going back to the iPad Crush ad, I completely do not see the point in pulling that one.
Well,
I think
being
that was
the original TIE fighter, I do not agree with the pulling of the Thai thing. Here's my comment to Thailand: fix your house. You know,
mm,
as some lady said to me one time, about something that was completely out of control. Do better.
Do better. Or as Adam Carolla would say, don't do your best, do my best.
Yes.
Well, nice. Well, yes, ads are a weird thing in this day. Hey, how about everything's weird in this day and age? But you know what's not weird?
What's that?
Dave's pro tip of the week.
And I do have a pro tip of the week this week.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I thought you might like that I'm having one. And the title of this, and I'm still trying to figure out how to tell you how to show you how I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
But it's titled Drag Apps from Spotlight to Home Screen. And, you know, we may have covered this before, but it's something that I do a lot. And when I do it, I'm just like, everyone should do it this way because it's the easiest. So, for example, let me see. I find something in my wallet. So, actually, wallets. Give me one second here.
Yeah, let's see your wallet. Let's see those account balances.
Well, it's zero. So here's my old iPhone.
Yeah.
If you can see it here. And when you use Spotlight, you just drag down from the center, and there's a search right there.
Yes.
So I'm going to type in wallet.
That is a primary way that I open apps that are not on my home screen.
Yeah. But if you want to have that on your home screen, you don't have to go to the app library and to hold it and all that stuff. Right from this is the part about showing you that I was talking about. From the Spotlight, or for what is it called, Spotlight? You can just drag it to your home screen. See how easy that is?
There is nothing better than watching you try to drag things looking at a screen reflection of your screen. So you can just grab it and then put it back on your home screen?
Yeah, I tapped and I held it, and now I'm going to drop it from, see, then it says low power. That's what it says. But see, it's in my search, but I now dragged it to my home screen. So that's an easy way to add apps that you know that are on your phone somewhere. Are they in the app library? Are they in page 97? Where are they? Well, if you just want it, don't go looking for it. Don't try to drag it across 30 pages of stuff. Just do it in the Spotlight. Tap and hold. Drag it to your home screen. One and done.
What did you do? You had noticed pre-show that I have my AirPod in still, where I have my ear monitor in this ear.
Right.
And just a little behind the scenes, I actually like to listen to another podcast while we're doing the podcast, just so that I can multitask.
And that is mighty industrious of you.
Yes.
Which one do you listen to? Mark and Toddcast?
Yeah, to try to steal some stories from them.
Yeah.
But
this just
my camera is unusually going dark and light, but I have a little bonus pro tip on this one.
Oh.
I have noticed recently, because every once in a while with 400, however many apps I have on my phone, sometimes I can't remember the exact name of an app.
Mm-hmm.
With Spotlight, there is some near match features going on there. I'm not sure how it's doing it. But sometimes, like, I have an air quality app, and while we were in Sun River with fires burning everywhere, I wanted to find that app, and I pulled down and I was like AQI, the air quality index, and it pulled up Paku. So you don't always have to have the exact name, which is very nice, because when you have lots of apps, you can't always remember.
Yeah, there are keywords baked into many of the applications, and so if you have I was trying to say carrot weather for weather, but it's got weather in the title. But if you had a weather app called Clear Skies, and you type in weather, that Clear Skies app would show up.
Yes.
Yeah, very cool.
Well, that means it's time for everyone's favorite segment, Just the Headlines.
That's right.
And I know you were having some
driveway.
Yeah. Doorbell cam.
This is doorbell cam, and it's abnormally zoomed in. I will fix that later. My other one wasn't showing up. Plus, I I have reasons. We'll just say.
You have reasons, yes. But yes, that's a very nice column on your front porch there.
Yeah. And it looks clean because it's all like 1 bit, resolution.
Yeah. Very nice. Oh, Wise. Is that a Wise doorbell that you have?
It is.
It is. And then
I'm looking for something else, but it's fine.
Okay.
It works. It's fine. Of all the Wise products I have, that one
works just the best.
Yeah.
They got a new app icon, fun fact, with their latest software update that they made a lot of improvements with.
And the app is different. Parts of it are dark mode now, which are helpful.
Yes, and producer Todd with the Dave Crutch Cam. Yes, that'll be on the Patreon.
Yeah.
But
I tell you what, if someone will pay for it, I will have an under the desk cam.
Yeah.
I'll just leave it on. Actually, I might even leave it on 24/7 for those who pay Patreon.
Wow.
So.
Very nice. Well, let us get back to just the headlines. Grown-ups surpass preschoolers as the biggest toy consumers.
I wouldn't know anything about that.
Yeah.
Logitech has an idea for a forever mouse that requires a subscription. No, thank you.
$5,000 exoskeleton pants promise to make you a better hiker.
They're thinking the wrong thing. I'm thinking better lover. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Taco Bell is bringing AI to hundreds of drive-thrus nationwide.
Fully automatic robot dentist performs world's first human procedure.
And the NFL to roll out facial authentication software league-wide.
And those are just the headlines. Whew, some doozies in there.
Yeah, those are
I try
scary.
not to make them all dystopian, but
wow.
I
Exo
will
pants.
say a quick note. I watched a video with some in-depth on the exoskeleton pants for $5,000. It is a collab with an expensive pants company, but they do look pretty cool. Maybe we'll revisit when they're out in the wild.
With the price of clothing these days, I mean,
yeah,
what's an extra $4,500 to get nice ones?
Nice pants. Yeah. Okay, well, we will move on to our takes of the week. And there was a big legal decision this week that Google has been deemed a monopoly when it comes to search. So this has been something that's going on. I think the case has been there for 4 years. But it has a judge on Monday ruled that Google's ubiquitous search engine has been illegally exploiting its dominance to squash competition and stifle innovation, a seismic decision that could shake up the internet and hobble one of the world's best known companies. And a lot of it was revolving around the fact that they give a lot of people to money, notably Apple, to make Google search the default.
Right.
But Dave, somebody was mentioning that a large problem with this could be your beloved Mozilla and Firefox, because a large part of their funding comes from that Google search preference.
We don't need them. We got DuckDuckGo,
Bing,
we got others.
Ask Jeeves.
Yeah. We got
just go back to Yahoo
search.
Yeah.
All those.
Yes. But yeah, so that was a big ruling. It will go through appeals, and a punishment, we'll say, hasn't been released yet, whether they'll have to change things or wait for the appeal process, the Supreme Court, to make the decision. But they have really bullied their way onto everybody's devices. And of course, they make the vast majority of their money as a company from ads on search. So they are very motivated to keep keep their people using Google search, because then you get the ads and then they make money, because a lot of companies give them a lot of money for ads.
And
so
money makes the world go round, as we've learned.
yes, indeed. And another quick Google note, I came across this. Google is no longer making Chromecasts and will let inventory run out. And you might go, oh, here goes Google giving up again. But they have announced their Google TV streamer, which will be a $99, more like an Apple TV. It's kind of a weird elongated puck shape that would sit on top, instead of the Chromecast was famously just kind of plugged into the HDMI on your TV, or had a short cable.
Right.
But I remember the Chromecast. I've had a couple of them. I don't remember, was the Chromecast prior to the Apple TV, or did it come?
I think it was.
Yeah.
It's hard to tell.
2013.
That's deep time, my friend.
Yes,
deep time.
11 years ago.
I clicked on this video, and it's mainly of a guy sitting holding his mic. Of course, you got to hold your mic.
Yes,
it's like, I'm on YouTube, so I got to hold my mic in front of my face.
I'm looking up the original. Oh no, the first Apple TV was 2007.
Did they invent the space?
Apparently.
Wow.
So they were the same year as the iPhone. The Apple TV came out, and then 6 years later they released the Chromecast. But it was a low-cost solution. Amazon and many others have also done the low-cost ones, but
now if I'm paying $100, I'm not getting a Google Chromecast or whatever the new thing is called.
I guess maybe if you're big in the Google realm
ecosystem.
Yeah, so it will be more powerful than the Chromecast. The first ones were really simple.
My watch is more powerful than a Chromecast.
Yes. But yeah, so that turned into a longer note. But the Chromecast is going away, and the Google TV streamer is coming out later this year.
Fun.
And I don't know if anybody noticed, but the stock market has had some fun this last I guess week or so. I did see, as I was going through my hundreds of articles for the show, that everybody's been doing their quarterly shareholder meetings and all of that stuff. But Intel, they got hit probably the hardest from anybody I've seen. They are going to shed at least 15% of staff. Will outsource more to TSMC and slash 10 billion with a B in costs. So 15%, that's about 16,000 staff. So they have over 100,000 employees, which boggles my mind what all those 100,000 employees are doing. But some big cuts, and Intel being based locally, I think they still are, out in Beaverton, and have been a big part of the Oregon economy for a long time. But yeah, that's a lot of people to drop.
Those employees are spending a lot of time leaning on the water cooler. Hey Janice, what do you think about those TPS reports?
Yes. But and a big part of this is Intel. And I was looking back, I think even in 2019, we were discussing when Intel was saying that they really missed out on the mobile chip market. And then with the AI chips, they haven't really been able to keep up. And Apple and Microsoft are both moving more to the ARM-based chips. So Intel, they've got a long road ahead of them to stay relevant, which is not what you would have thought.
I have a production note. I'm thinking, when look, as we switch to the Nate cam, on your right side, there is a black flag type item. Something might be in front of your camera. Is that what's causing?
No, me. Is it?
Yeah, there.
Oh, there it is. It is also the edge of my green screen right there.
Oh, I see.
So I put my light into a different spot.
Yeah.
So yes.
Well, I was wondering if the camera was picking up the back of that and thinking, I don't know how to expose this thing. Anyway, maybe
Very good call.
yeah.
Very good call.
It's
Thank
like,
you for that.
sure.
Yeah. And after Intel made that announcement on Friday, their stock plunged 30%, the most since 1982.
Maybe it's time to
30%.
buy Intel. No, don't
Oh,
take stock advice
man.
from me. So here's what I did, Nate. I'm going to talk about stocks here real quick. So, um, I sold some of my Ethereum at a profit, a very small profit.
Yes.
And it's so hard for me to hang on. Let's like, as like $100, right?
Yeah.
And so it's like, oh, I got to hang on to that $100 because if Ethereum goes down, I'm going to buy the dip and whatever. And then some articles were talking about Bitcoin and it's stronger. So the big crypto thing kind of just took a dive this week. And so I'm like, oh, I'm going to put that $100 into Bitcoin. And so it went from like 66,000 per Bitcoin down to like 65,000. And I'm like, here's my chance. And I bought my 100. It's like now at 55. It went down like $10,000.
Yeah, let's do a quick crypto watch if you happen to have the sounder
I
anywhere.
do here somewhere. There it is.
And we will look. It is rebounding a little bit like the stock market did after yesterday, but in the last month, the high was $69,985, and the low yesterday, I think, or a couple days ago, was 49,000.
Yes.
So it's back up to almost 57,000 now. But
I basically bought it at the same price it was. It dropped a paltry $2,000, and I'm like, I'm gonna make $1 million with my $100.
Yeah,
that didn't happen. So don't take advice from me. I'm terrible at this.
No, and I will stand by my previous claim that we need to abolish the stock market. I've been thinking on ways that we could do that, but yesterday the Dow went down 1,000 points, I think, which is the most it has gone down in a long time. And it looks like it was up 300 today. So it's back a little bit, but you never know. Invest in chickens, like I always say.
Yes. Chickens.
Chickens
will always be useful.
Yes, livestock. And our last take of the week, some heartbreaking news in the world of technology.
Yes, indeed.
The Apple SuperDrive.
It's gone.
Yes. And this was introduced when Apple removed the disk drive from the first MacBook Air. The USB SuperDrive was released.
You may see me looking around. Here it is.
Just got one?
What? I just bought one. No.
Oh.
I used this guy just recently.
Now there's the investment that you should have made.
Vintage.
Ooh.
I have firsthand thing to go with this article. So there you go.
Nice. And Wes popped into the chat to say he's investing in Not Nerd. Yes.
That's the smartest thing anyone can do.
Yes. Yeah. But it was introduced in 2008, and it just, without fanfare, has been moved out of inventory. It was $79. It was the oldest product at the Apple Store, a nearly useless product in this day and age. They were still charging $79 for it. It has USB-A, and it's not compatible with Blu-ray. They never updated it for Blu-ray.
No.
Just a very old product that was long overdue to disappear.
Oh, and Dr. RIP VHS is always trying to be the center of attention and says, I've got a SuperDrive too. Well, technically, Mark got a SuperDrive and didn't want it anymore. He's always trying to jump on the bandwagon. Stealing our phrases.
Trying to fit in. That is one thing that I do not have on my desk is a SuperDrive. I do have under my desk.
Yeah. Oh, I don't want to know about what's under your desk.
I've got a Blu-ray, bare LG Blu-ray writer drive that I pulled out of a PC before donating it.
You know what we need to do is we've done this before, but when I have something on my desk, and then you pull it up, and you're like,
Oh
I've
yeah,
got the same thing on my
the
desk.
scavenger hunt.
We need to do a scavenger hunt and go back and forth. Uh, we need to do this officially. Of course, this is
Yeah.
going to lead to us prepping our desks with all
Yeah.
kinds of crap.
I don't know if we want any warning on that one. We just need to. We should flip a coin every week and see if we're going to do it.
Or
But
maybe producer Todd could say, "This is the week we're doing it."
yes,
But
yes.
as a short snippet, since neither one of us are in foreign country doing this, do you have an Apple Pencil of some sort, of some vintage, within your reach,
Yes,
in your
I do.
grasp?
Yes, I do. Oh,
Bonus point if it's first generation, like I just showed you.
no, my first generation is downstairs, and I'm actually a little dismayed. I just opened my iPad where it
Where
always
is it?
is. So we're gonna take a break
Mm.
from the podcast. I'll be back later after I find my Apple Pencil.
Well, you can just go down and pick another one up for $129.
Interesting.
Anyway,
Now
so
I'm
that'll be fun.
perturbed.
So look forward to future episodes.
Yes,
where we do
yes,
desktop scavenger hunt.
yes. And
Trademark.
speaking of vintage Apple stuff, our bonus on take this week, I came across this and I thought it'd be fun to take a look at. There is a Steve Jobs auction happening, and I have a link to the Mac Rumors article, but then there's a link within that article that'll take you to
Wow.
our auction, auction.com.
So many articles. So here's the Steve Jobs picture, and then here we go.
Yes. So we've got a
auction.
Steve Jobs Apple I prototype Polaroid photographs given to Paul Terrell of the Byte Shop in 1976, now at $3,500.
So he was just trying to give the guy information about something, and the guy kept him?
Apparently. So there's a whole bunch of stuff. The next one is Steve Jobs' original Next ID badge photograph with 8 Polaroids of Next Computer founding employees, $4,200. A signed 1976 Steve Jobs signed Apple computer check that's at almost $13,000. Another one that predates the official founding of the company at 15. But then there's a Steve Jobs middle finger to IBM leather bomber jacket, which is currently at $25,300. So I'll have a link in the show notes if you want to get your bids in.
Where's the finger? I don't understand the reference.
Yeah, I do
Maybe
not
he
know if there's
was wearing it when he
maybe personally owned and worn and famously seen in an iconic 1983 photograph of Jobs flipping the bird to an IBM sign in New York City.
Oh, I've seen that photo.
Yes.
I know he's
yes. So next bid, $27,830. Get there quick.
I should get that. Oh, what's this guy down here? Steve Wozniak and Ron Wayne signed. Oh, it's a photograph? Come on. I want the real thing. But it's only $200, so maybe I could afford the photograph.
Yes. Oh, but I do see item 4014, Steve Jobs, 1992 Next World Expo keynote presentation VHS cassette tape. Producer Todd, you need that. There's 0 bids, and the minimum bid is $200. So
it's in PAL format, though, so you're gonna have to get a different VHS player.
Producer Todd's got to have a PAL player.
I don't know. He's pretty good, but man, I don't know if he's got a PAL. He'll have to let us know in the notes if he's got a way to play a PAL tape.
Yeah, so there is, it looks like on this, there are 12 pages of Apple. There's some Atari stuff. If you go to the last page, there's some Atari games. So I don't know if this is just all the auctions. They have classic arcade pinball shirts.
I'm not sure this has anything to do with Steve Jobs.
Yeah, I think it's just this our auction.
We got this Bill Gates campus access badge. I wonder if Microsoft could demand that they give that back since it's property of Microsoft.
Yes.
But yeah, pay $1,200.
Our auction. I'm not familiar with that one, but they have a bunch of interesting, some old Osborne computers, MS-DOS discs. I could see having some fun looking through. Oh, there's a Apple iPhone 5S sealed.
I've
What do
got
you
one of
guess that's
those.
going
It's not
for?
sealed though.
Sealed in box. What would you guess
Interesting.
that one's currently at for the bids? It's guess
$5,000.
it started at 200. It's at $230.
Okay, I was
They
way
got
off.
some old iPods. Oh man.
Well, remember I went on Facebook Marketplace to purchase a new in-box iPod Shuffle.
Yeah.
I showed you this a few weeks ago, and I was very disappointed when it had been opened and the product had been removed from the box and placed
just
back in the box.
In the box. Oh,
like,
they've got some iPod
not
Shuffles. But their minimum bid on everything's $200.
So yeah. So
seems
if I wanted an in-box Shuffle with green packaging, what's that going to run me? 200, huh?
Yep. Zero bids.
I paid $25 for that.
They're estimating it at $1,000+. I don't know why on earth.
I got, but
yes.
Don't advertise things as new if they've been opened. That is not new. That's come on.
It's in the box, but it is used in box.
It's the official term is complete in box. It's complete and everything's there, but it's not new.
Yep. First generation Apple Watch. Okay, I gotta stop.
You need to get on here. You're getting addicted to this website.
Oh, one more. There's an Apple iPhone first generation sealed 8GB model, currently at $1,774. But right next to it, there's an Apple iPhone first gen 4GB model. So the smaller model, currently at $8,860.
Maybe it's more rare.
Yeah, it does. It says rare 4GB model. So, wow, there we go. Well, you know what else is rare?
What's that?
Rare Picks of the Week.
Yeah. It is.
Oh, I lost Dave. I don't know what's going on. Dave, your video has left us. I do not know what is happening here. It looks like I'm still live, so I will keep talking as we lost Dave. And producer Todd does not have a PAL player, and Dave picked the void. Yes, he is jumped off the grid for his pick of the week. So I guess I will go first with my pick of the week this week while we hopefully get Dave back, which is interesting because he hosts the stream, but I am still working. My pick of the week this week, we've talked about dongles and we've had dongles and all the different kind of things, but mine is a docking station for my MacBook Pro that will live at my desk. This isn't something you want to travel with. Dave is back.
I'm back.
But I will continue with my pick.
Please do.
So I saw this deal. I think it was maybe during Prime Days they started it, but we have often picked things from Otherworld Computing, macsales.com, and they had this bad boy on a special. This is a 14-port Thunderbolt 3 dock. So you've got SD card, headphone, USB-A, USB-C on the front. And then on the back, you've got 4 USB-A.
Nice.
You have your digital audio. You have gigabit Ethernet, 2 Thunderbolt ports, a mini DisplayPort, and then you plug power into this. Now, I do have a dock. It's an HP one. It is not Thunderbolt. So I'm very excited. I haven't set this one up yet, but I've been eyeing these for a long time, and they had it on sale for $99 on their website. I did check today. It is available on Amazon for $139. Now, they do have one that is Thunderbolt 4 that's a little different, but it's only 11 ports, and that one's $230. So a lot more, and the only thing I could see that would make a difference for me is that it has a little faster charging from 85 watts to 96 watts. So that was not worth the price, but great reminder, Otherworld Computing, they do tons of They're Mac focused, but they do tons of docks and memory and storage and great cables and everything.
Yeah.
This came with a power supply for it and also a Thunderbolt 4 cable, I believe. So Thunderbolt 3, I know Thunderbolt 4's out there. Maybe they've announced Thunderbolt 5, but yeah, the Thunderbolt 3 dock from Otherworld Computing.
It's one of those things, Thunderbolt.
And I cannot hear you, Dave.
Oh, you can't hear me? Can you hear me now?
Dave's audio does not seem to be working yet.
Well, hold on. No, it's working. It's working.
Void if producer Todd can hear Dave now that we have his visual back.
It's working. You just can't hear me.
Maybe it's just me that can't hear him.
It's just you.
It's just me.
It's just
so
you.
I will read your lips.
No.
So maybe something with our video ninja has. Oh, yes, Todd can hear Dave. So not sure why I can't.
I know
point.
why.
I could put the audio on the.
Here, I'm going to type to.
I can put the delay and just wait till like 20 seconds after you talk on the YouTube stream to hear you.
No, I can do it. I need to. There. Can you hear me now? 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 Regardless, we're going to go with my pick of the week. You can't hear me. This is so weird. So what happened, guys, is I kicked the thing under my desk and it turned off. Yeah. And he can't hear me. But everyone else can. And I just can't.
Go ahead. I'll be quiet.
Okay. Thank you. Be quiet so I can pick the right device. It's very important that I have some time to pick the correct device so that he can listen to it. And for some reason, I can't find it. So let's do this. No. Can you hear me now? No, you can't hear me now. Here we go. Let me turn this off. Can you hear this?
Oh, I can hear you now.
Yeah. So the problem was my A10 Mini Pro got shut off and I turned it back on. But the Video Ninja, you have to uncheck the box, check it back on. But you kept talking to me and I couldn't concentrate. So anyway, we're back.
Yeah, sorry about that.
So my pick this week is something, Nate, that I've not talked to you about at all. I don't believe. No. It's not this. This is not it. That's the wrong button.
Oh.
So I did switch cameras because the other camera was broken. But there was also something in this scene that I wanted to show you.
Oh,
right there.
That is not the same Blue Beast.
No, it is terrible potato quality.
Yes.
But I will show you in a better picture what it is. I picked up as I vamp, a 2016 Nissan fully electric Leaf.
What?
And this
way.
This is the price in 2016. So
yeah.
I bought it used off a guy in Craigslist. It was much, much less. I don't mind telling you, I paid $5,000 for the thing. It has 55,000 miles. It has a range of about 80 miles if conditions are perfect. The guy's got it up to 100 miles range one time, but he must have been going downhill with the wind blowing behind him.
Home from Mount Hood.
Yeah. So this little guy has got everything. It's got a large hatchback. That's what the engine compartment looks like. The battery, that's not the battery that powers the car. And a quick sidestep. I was talking to some guy in Facebook Marketplace and I said, well, what's the quality of the battery? Because they degrade over time. What's it at? And he took a picture of that battery. And I'm like, you clearly have no idea what I'm talking. He's like, I was thinking about replacing it. I'm like, no,
your entire vehicle is not running.
The replacement cost of the battery is more than what you're charging for your car on Facebook Marketplace. So anyway, that's pretty close to what it looks like inside. Mine is the S model. which there's an expletive that starts with the letter S.
Yes.
And I think that's why they call the S model the basic model, because it's got nothing but just plain old. There's no fancy things. Yeah, for example, mine's not leather; it's cloth. Yeah. So anyway, I like it. It does not does not have the giant zero emission thing on the side.
Sticker. Well, we could get that added.
Yeah. So that's what I got.
You're in the electric car world.
I got it.
Just
I
like
have a
that.
7-mile commute.
Yes.
And on a single charge, I should be able to get back and forth to work all week long and then charge on the weekends. Although I did check with my boss at work and he said if I needed to trickle charge there at work, doesn't care. It's only going to cost him like $1 of energy. And we, we're probably at $800 a day electricity. So it's not even going to make a difference. So anyway, I think I told you a long time ago that the next car I buy is going to be electric or hybrid.
Yes.
So
and there you go. What a good entry point into the electric car world.
Look at that guy.
And then now on that, can you just run a 110 extension cord out from your house to it to charge?
Yeah, I'll go into it a little bit if you'd like.
Oh,
we got time, 7:21. So there's level 1, 2, and 3 charging. Level 1 charging, you can plug into AC at your house. It'll trickle charge your battery overnight. It takes like depending on the size of your battery and capacity, but like 12 to 14 hours to charge the battery. You can upgrade to a 220 connection, which is still level 1, I think is what they call it, but it'll charge the thing like in 5 or 6 hours. Like in an afternoon, it'll fully charge, again, depending on the size of your battery capacity. And then level 2 is a higher kilowatt. And this is what you would get like at a charge station at Walmart or something like that. And it'll fully charge the car in 2 hours. Wow. Boom, done. And then there's the level 3, which is the high capacity. Can't even remember the name of it right now. And it'll charge in 20 minutes. And my car doesn't have a very big battery, so 15 minutes maybe. But it's not always, it's more expensive, although very cheap. And it's not always good on your battery to do the fast charge. Yeah. So you want to do that sparingly, maybe once a month or something like that. If you're doing it every day, your battery's going to become damaged and the capacity is going to go down. But anyway.
Nice.
Basically, I bought it once, free energy. Yeah. Only maintenance is rotate the tires, service the brakes when they need it. That's it. Just those moving parts, nothing else.
Wow. That is exciting. Yeah. We'll have to go for a ride to a Not Nerd on the road with it, see how far we can get. And I'll bring all my battery banks and see how far we can charge it up with the.
I looked at, those Anchor. They're like, you can buy like an $800 one. It's like a portable battery for camping or whatever. I did a little research to see if having one of those in your car would be a good lifeline if you ran out of battery. And everybody's just saying, LOL, no way. Like this car is a 24 kilowatt hour battery. And those are like 5,000 milliamps or 10, or no, they'd be like 100,000 milliamps, which is, it wouldn't even move the needle, basically.
Need solar panels. Get the solar panels going.
Anchor does sell one, the Solix. It's not, now we're doing an Anchor commercial, but their Solix brand, they're big. They're like, they're like, I don't know, like a shop vac size battery. And you can get a solar array panel and you can charge direct to electric car from those. They charge it. I think they charge it 24, 26 volts or something like that. But you can do it. And those things will charge from the sun in like 2 hours. So you could fill the whole thing up in a couple hours, then charge your car. Trickle charge if you wanted to. So anyway, who knows?
Very cool. Look at you. The Nissan Leaf.
Living on the edge. Next, when we do our Not Nerd thing, I'll show you the torque in this. You turn it off eco mode and hit it, and it's not quite like a Tesla.
Yeah, not quite the same. Oh Man, well, if you would like either of our picks, maybe not Dave's, but we will have some info on it over at notpicks.com,
Well,
where we put previous picks.
we were talking about the Vision Pro. My car only cost me about 1.5 Vision Pros.
That is true. That is very
yeah,
true. But yeah, notpicks.com. We've got our summer picks up over there. We've got a giveaway. Get those reviews in for a $20 Amazon gift card. And but we do have a Ramazon purchase from our anonymous reports that I get, and I do want to thank you guys. The purchases are ramping up on there, so it is fun to see, and we've had some fun stuff. But I thought this was a pretty cool one. I am
this is cool.
intrigued. I think maybe once in the past there was something that I wasn't aware of that somebody bought that I was like, I need one of those. But this is the multi-tool wrench with 7 tools, pliers, wire cutter, flat screwdriver, Phillips screwdriver, portable, folding, multifunctional, adjustable, multi-purpose stainless steel tool. And it has both would that be a crescent wrench and a pliers on the other end.
Totally.
But man, for $25 with a 10% coupon. Yeah, and it's got a big old knife on there, but there's so many times that I could just use a little wrench. Isla's training wheels were loose the other day, and I keep finger tightening them. And then, and she remembered her memory, the playground down the street, there was a toy wrench the last time we went there, and we went back and it was still there, but it was slightly the wrong size. And you might remember my pick from a while ago, these little pocket pliers, but that's not going to do much good for anything of actual size.
Yeah,
although
I don't
they do
think that's
come in
going to
handy
do
at times.
do
But
what you need. I always carry around my Leatherman.
yeah,
This is the Rogue or something. I can't remember. They have a different model now where the implements are accessible here.
oh, on
Mine,
the
you
outside.
have to open them up.
Yeah,
So it's a little more handy, but I like this model. A friend had it, and so I decided to get it. A little more than $25, but I go nowhere except an airplane without it.
yeah, yes. But yeah, whoever bought that, I'd love to hear from you and see how it's working. It's got 4.5 stars on 2,343 ratings.
Wow.
So that is, you might not all need 22 cans of wasp and hornet spray and a bee suit. Something like this, the multi-tool wrench.
Yourself.
It is from the brand DPNAO. So if you are
Everyone's
into
favorite
stuff,
tool manufacturer.
yeah, I'm gonna have to check them out and see what else
No.
they've got. They've got an alarm clock with wireless charging. Ooh, they do have some other. Looks like they're mostly knives at the store, but
Look,
nothing
you
like
fillet
a good,
fish.
reasonably priced knife. I do not need any more knives. I have
What an
plenty.
interesting niche. Knives and tools and clocks.
Yes.
It doesn't really go together.
No.
I'm trying to find the connection here.
No.
But they probably did what I want to do. If someone gave me $1 million right now, I would take the $1 million, create a brand like Anchor or now, and I would find products from China that I like, and I would vet them, and then I would put my screen printed logo on there and sell it on Amazon. And I would build up a repertoire of products that I want to use, and hopefully others would as well.
Yeah.
So give me $1 million.
Very cool.
Together.
All of you that are going through notpicks.com to do your Amazon shopping and search through all of our other picks. Thank you to everybody joining the YouTube. Both Todd and Wes jumped in the chat, but Tuesday evening, 6:30 Pacific, we are live on YouTube. It's also available on YouTube after the fact and your podcast players and X and Rumble and wherever else I can jam it in. But yeah, we keep doing it so you can get out there and tech better.
Truer words have never been spoken.